Jingliu is probably the most unique character in Honkai Star for the fact that her relic set does not necessarily need to be of the same element as herself. There are theories where quantum set could actually be better on Jingliu than the ice set, and that's what we're gonna compare in this video today. Hello internet! I'm not sure how this is news for me, but apparently she has a nickname that's been going around. People call Jingliu me. Yeah, right? How have I never realized? On the screen right now, you see a Jingliu with the quantum set, which for most people are their first ever DPS set of sorts. Because, you know, we got Sealer as the first banner, so a lot of us farm quantum set. The idea here is that they ignore 10% defense, that even if we don't activate the extra 10%, could end up having almost the same damage as the ice set or even more, which today we're going to try and compare. Stat line wise, I've got 146 speed, and everything else is nothing impressive, but I kept it a bit low, and, you know, as you can see, plus 10 glyph here. It's to keep the stat line about similar even with my ice set as well. But today we're going to try and bring this into MOC 10. I'm going to use the best team for each build and not be an absolute dumbass, or at least try to. So here's the team. In this setup, Pela should be better because there's two of the elites. So instead of Silver Wolf, you could just plant 2 defense shred. That should be better. And then we got someone cute and funny. She's the comic relief and the wall that I'm going to use as shield. Now the way this team would work and the theory behind the quantum set with defense shred is that the more defense shred you stack along with quantum set, right? Quantum set has defense shred. Overall, it actually contributes to more damage. And the main reason being defense shred is something that increases linearly the more you stack it. So unlike the crit damage that the ice set gives, that one, if you give too much crit damage on Jingliu, it gives you diminishing returns. But enough yapping of like nerdy stuff. I'm just gonna use the E here with no damage because I'm not in trance state. Now I am though. So I am on quantum set. This guy does not have quantum, so I don't have the full activation here. Only 10% ignore defense, but I do have double stacks here, both from Pela. Just take a gander at how much this does, but in theory it should do almost the same, if not more, than what an ice set would do. Here comes the push from Bronya, absolute broken. I'm gonna do it again, and now we're gonna chain it to the ulti. Now this, with that fish that just exploded, should be more than enough for me to finish this. I do even have defense anymore. We have a total of minus 88 defense reduction, which I don't think you can just add them out like that, but even if we do add them out like that, gosh dang, minus 80% defense? God, dude. Yeah, that's what you get. 111k on a single target, dude. As someone who've already used like about 3 other Jingliu builds, this is performing about the same, if not better actually. And here we have someone with quantum weakness. That just means quantum set full force on Jingliu. And if we can get some depth shreds in, she'll do even more damage. But right now we can't though. Pela does not have the ult. You can't really just expect her to have ult every turn. But that's all good. We nuked them with Jingliu. Did not do as much damage as you would expect, but it's still a good chunk. I'm gonna focus down on this guy considering you have the quantum weakness, right? You're gonna try and hit me and everything, but the moment I get my trance state later, I'm gonna attempt to use Bronya's ult and everything should be beautiful. But let's defeat the Trotter, get the vulnerability in, and here comes the Pela. Here's where I can do a bunch of stuff here. I'm gonna start with the basic into my ult now. Here comes the depth shreds, dude. In theory, this should be the last 2 turns I need. They still have pretty much all their health, and with this 2 turns, I'm gonna end them. Now again, just to point out, I didn't have Silver Wolf here because there's 2 enemies, which I could technically plant a quantum on you, but that means there's no defense shred on the other guys. I wasn't sure if that would be like the best way to do this. And overall, I think Pela can use ult like way more than Silver Wolf can, so I went for her. I'm gonna use the E. This gives me my trance state. This is where I'm gonna use my ultimate. Get that Bronya ulti to guard and defend as we charge up the world's largest and most potent nuke. I'm gonna not target the Silver Main Lieutenant here because, you know, I'm gonna break him and he has quantum weakness, so we're gonna do some immense damage anyway. Let's go with the E. We're doing 130k. Very solid stuff. And now here comes the ulti. I don't think we're finishing this, but we should have the 0 cycle clear. 150k right there. And here comes the final hit that hopefully I'll do. I'm gonna go for the ascended hit because I think I'm defeating the lieutenant, yeah, with just a, you know, adjacent target because we're doing that much more damage when he's like quantum weakness, dude. I'm gonna have like a graph or something at the end, so be sure to stick around if you want to, like, you know, find out the actual numbers. I'm gonna compile one, but yeah, that's enough. I'm being very nerdy today. This is not usually like me. Just like her skill, we're gonna transform. She now has a full set of Hunter Glacial Forest, and the idea with this set is you want to have her ult as much as you can in order to have the crit damage increase for 25% on both of her trance state E, which is why with this build you want to have as much ult as possible. That's why we'll have Tingyun here. And along with Bronya, if you want to clear stuff fast, you kind of have to have Bronya. And let's just jump in, man. I guess you could say it's a bit chilly. Right, now we have to spam Tingyun's ult. POV, you are a Tingyun user. At the start of battle, you will smash your keyboard. Right, we're gonna use our E here. Now we have Jingliu at full force. Now with this set, what you want to do is to get your ult, time it when you have to translate, and as long as you can like make use of the 25% crit damage increase you get, That'd be all you need. So boom, down goes the ult. And if we just take a look at the buff list here, we have the plus 25 crit damage from the hunter set. So can this 25% crit damage boost be enough? Be impactful enough to say match or outperform quantum set? We just one-shotted that. Holy. But weirdly enough, this fish lift. But then again, with the last setup, we don't have Tingyun, so the rotation is a bit different. But either way, we still pretty much did beat the stage with 1 Jingliu ult and 2 E's, I believe. This should murder the fish. Here we go, we're gonna proceed to the next fight. We're coming in with quite a bit of skill points, which is nice. And here's where I'm gonna do my E. I have my ult on Tingyun. This is perfect tuning right now. And I should have my ult on Jingliu after I use this E. I'm gonna go and use my E here. I should have my ult. There we go. I did 100k there. And now I have my ult again, which means I should benefit with my next E for, you know, with the plus crit damage, right? But either way, I'm gonna boost Jingliu yet again. Get your energy back, dude. And I guess I'm gonna push you. I'm gonna go ahead and just use my ulti, dude. Here's when the ice set actually doesn't work perfectly, right? I have 2 turns left of the ice set, but I only have 1 turn of E left, which you're not gonna be in your E forever, so this will happen eventually. But anyway, let's go ahead and hit the ascender right here. Bang. We are doing some immense damage right now. And I'll just be using my basic right here. And yeah, I'm hoping they hit Jingliu once, which they did, though I don't really think I needed it. But either way, with another E, Jingliu should have enough for ult again. Let's touch you, and this should be enough. Now, if you remember from the last fight, we are in this exact position. I think the speed of both sides are pretty much identical. Anyways, I'm gonna use my E here, and I'm gonna use Bronya to push you up to use an E again, like so. That gives me the translate, and again, we're gonna do the same thing as we did for it the first time. We're gonna use our ultimate. I think with this single ult, we've already beaten them. Let's go ahead and dunk it down, dude. And boom, this should defeat the both of them. There we go, man. And there you have it. That is a 30 cycle clear as well. It's pretty much identical as what we had last time, but I'm gonna show you some number comparisons, dude. Here I prepared a graphic that shows how much Quantum and Ice set did against the first Ascendant. They both have different rotations, which might make the data a bit weird, so I threw in a third set of data off camera, where I used the same team for the Quant set, except I swapped it to Ice. The interesting fact here is even without Quantum weakness, Pela's technique and ult with Jingliu's enhanced E does more damage to the Ascended than Ice set does with Tingyun's E, Bronya's E, the Ice set buff, and the Fish's defense reduction. Note that this Ascendant is not weak to Quantum, so we only have -10 defense reduction from the set. But even then, we do more damage than the Ice set. This just shows that Jingliu's damage increases a lot more with reducing or ignoring the enemy's defense rather than just increasing her own stats. From the Pela team, but with Ice set on Jingliu, we see similar results. We do more damage debuffing than just throwing buffs on Jingliu. Quantum set, however, still does the most with the enhanced E, albeit not by too much. But Ice set does more when paired with Pela on the ultimate against the Ascendant. This is due to the fact that both sides pretty much have the same exact setup, but the Ice set has 25% crit damage extra, so of course it'd do more. The crazy part is how little damage that 25% extra crit damage contributed to. Another reference will be during the first turn of the second wave. This is when both sets should have the least support. And even then, the Quantum set is able to do more damage compared to the Ice set on the Silver Maid Lieutenant, which is weak to Quantum. It does do just barely less than the Ice set when the enemy has no Quantum weakness though. This emphasizes how Jingliu gives herself more than enough stat increase on her own, to the point where defense reduction is more valuable for her. What an absolute mummy! After tallying out the damage of all the scenarios, Quantum set does more damage only if we have defense shredders on the team like Pela, or if the enemies are all weaker against Quantum. In fact, it's such a minute difference that all teams finish the 0 cycle clear anyway, so do not fret about having the wrong set or anything. It kinda doesn't matter with how OP Jingliu generally is anyway. And there you have it. That is Jingliu with like a little comparison here, but to give you a quick conclusion, TLDR, they don't really like matter too much. Both sets are absolutely fine, but the main takeaway here is Quantum set is actually doing way too well for being a Quantum set, not an Ice set. So if you have insane Quantum relics and you don't have the time or don't have the resources to farm out another set of Ice set, just slam the Quantum set in. That will save you a ton of heartache to try and get something that's probably not gonna have better substats than your Quantum set. Like even mine, I had a +10 glove because my Quantum set just had better substats overall, right? So if I max this, I would probably just outperform my Ice set anyway because of their substats being not that good. And there you have it. Hope you guys learned something, and I hope you guys enjoyed, dude. Let me know what you want to see from me in the comments down below. I have pretty much every type of relic imaginable. I can test some pretty funny stuff, and yeah. Take care.